All right, we're going to take a look at the two different move functions that we have within PartNester. We have a sheet here, a nested sheet of two sheets of cabinet parts. We're going to take a look at the difference between the right-click move versus the modify move. The right-click move is to move an individual cabinet part. The modify move is to move a feature from within that cabinet part. So first, when you select on or click within any cabinet part, all of the features of that part are selected. We can see when we selected that top, the dados and everything have been selected, or selecting a side, we're able to see that the side, the dados, the shelf walls, everything has been selected. So if I wanted to move this top up into this area here, that is right click, move, and it gives us an outline of where we're going to move it. When you left click, it is going to place it where that outline was. We could also have move parts and have them automatically aligned to another part depending on what quadrant of a part that we have selected in. So if I want to move this shelf directly to the right, I am going to click in the upper right section of this part. And we are going to see that now by right-clicking on that shelf, selecting Move. Going to move my mouse cursor into the upper right of that part, and we see that it's been placed directly to the right. And again, if I move click into the bottom right, it gets moved diagonally. And again, move into the bottom left, it is going to get placed directly below. And if I clicked in the upper left, it would get placed directly above with the modified or with the correct part spacing that you have set within the settings. So that is the right-click move. The right-click move is to move a cabinet part. Modify move is to move a feature within the cabinet part. And to be able to do that, we first have to be able to select the dado, because select the feature. So if I wanted to move this dado to the right, you can't just come in here and select it because all the features of that part get selected. So we have to come over to the Info tab and click Edit Part. That now allows us to select a part without the part being highlighted. And we know that we're selecting that part because if you notice in the right side on the Part tab, the part name is updated as we click on the individual parts. We can see if I select that left side, click on the right side, that gets selected, and I'm going to click on the top, and the top is going to be visible there as the part name, but the parts or the features of the part are not being selected. So this now allows us to select the individual features of that cabinet part. So we can drag and drop this dado around, but it's not a precise way of moving that dado around. So that's when we would use the modify move. Going to modify move will allow us to precisely move this dado, say 3 inches to the right. And that is done by selecting the feature that we want to move, going to modify, selecting move. Then in the bottom of our screen, we can see that it's asking for a base point. So I'm going to click just anywhere on the screen to be the base point. And as we move around, we get the outline of that dado, and then the length and the angle are there being selected. So if I want to move it directly to the right, I'm going to enter in the @ symbol in the text bar down below, and I want to enter in 3 with the less than symbol, 0 for 0 degrees. So I'm moving it at 3 inches in 0 degrees. That command is typical across most CAD programs. So hitting enter is now going to move that dado 3 inches to the right or 3 inches in the 0 degree section. 90 degrees is up, 180 is to the left, and 270 is down. So hopefully this explains some of the difference, or what the difference is between the right-click move and the modify move. Now, one more thing to point out is now when I right click, we have two move commands in this list. The top move command is actually the modify move, or the top item in the right click menu item is the last command used. So to better explain that, clicking the distance allows us to check distance by clicking 2 points. So distance is the last command that I use. So now when I right click, distance is the top menu item. So I am able to more quickly reinitiate the command that I used last.